But as Islam, as the theology, went to different cultures, Persia, all the way to China, and even parts of Europe and Africa, what you see is that some of those habits and traditions and convictions that were first insulated within those Arab tribes have now become international. So you'll see a place like Egypt. It is very, very difficult for us now to even see what Egypt looked like before Islam was there. It's completely Arabized. If you look at places in our day, Indonesia, Malaysia, that had their own Buddhist religions or Hinduist religions or whatever their local religions is, you find that now there is a gradual expansion of what we've come to call radical Islam or the Brotherhood, but it is essentially Arab culture. In the country where I come from, Somalia, about in the 1980s, Somalis were pretty much like my grandmother, or women like my grandmother, who had come to the city and they were struggling with urban life and living in the city, but they weren't struggling with, how these burqas and the jilbabs and submission to the male in the form that radical Islam introduced. And what did radical Islam introduce? It made Somali women into Arab women. The figures that I saw in the 1970s in Saudi Arabia, the same figures started to show up as Somalis, covered from head to toe. I saw some of them last night. So culture does matter. Islamic theology introduces a culture and a set of beliefs that is essentially Arab, that is patriarchal, that is sanctified and made divine. But again, and that is where I think that we lose the focus, that introduces a philosophy of the hereafter, or a philosophy of death. And I'm glad that you are able to find a balance between the rewards that your faith, the theology, gives you spiritually, and building for yourself a life of, a life here on earth, investing in life here. But you are an exception to the rule. You are not the mainstream.